very good afternoon and evening, I do apologise. Very good evening for this night fixture here at the Valley as Charlton entertain Nottingham Forest. Chrissy Powell has rung the changes for the Charlton side after two successive defeats, which has punctured the confidence somewhat. Johnny Jackson out injured, as still is Jan Kermigan. So in comes Marvin Shordell to partner Simon Church up front. Jordan Cook makes his way on the bench. Jordan Cousins and Mark Gower, however, make it into the first team in a 4-4-2 formation with Michael Morrison as the captain. Also on the bench, Cameron Stewart, Joe Pigott and Andy Hughes in what he hopes to be his first outing of the season. Nottingham Forest come to the Valley. Chalabar has passed the fitness test and will be in the starting lineup. Wilson, however, has not made it, but Forest do come to the Valley and Charlton welcome back former captain Andy Reid and of course former player Greg Halford, him of the long throw. We do have some mascots out there in the middle tonight. Charlie Edmondson's 11 from Dartford. He attends Wentworth School. He scored 38 goals for his team Fleet down last season. And his favourite players are Johnny Jackson and Joe Pigott. Alfie Moyners is 9 from Belvedere. He's a member of Charlton's Youth Academy and represents the under-9s. He attends the Pioneer Academy. We've also got, for a Charlton mascot out there, Louis Skingley. He's 6 years old from Rainham in Kent. He attends Parkwood Infants and plays football for Pegasus Football Club. His favourite player is Chris Solly. We do have an away mascot. Harry Hicks is 10. He's from Staplehurst in Kent. Forest supporter, enjoys football, cricket and dodgeball. And his favourite player is ex-addict Andy Reid. Our match sponsors this evening are Heather McKinley and the captain sponsor is Headley Court. We hope those and the sponsors and the mascots have a fantastic evening with us this evening. Our referee for this evening is Mr. Graham. He's assisted by Messrs. Kendall and Whitten, and the fourth official is Mr. Hicks. And I welcome up in the gantry for the first time in a good long while, Charlton Live correspondent, BBC co-commentator, and now slamming it with me, Peter Finch. How are you, Peter?
I've recovered from the climb. Yeah, looking for an improved performance tonight. Saturday at Burnley, difficult game for half an hour. Match Burnley, and then the goal went in, and from there it was an uphill battle. Confidence is the issue here at Charlton at the moment. I was down the injuries, but a good result and a good performance more than anything tonight, I think. Lift the fans a bit.
15, Richard Wood. 16, Rice Williams.
I think that the referee's shirt's very similar to the Forest shirt.
24, Jordan Cousins. 27, Mark Gower. Your Charlton next substitutes are number 12, Ben Alvin. 2, Andy Hughes. 3, Cedric Azina. 6, Dorian DeVete. 17, Jordan Cook. 32, Cameron Stewart. 35, Joe Pigott. Midweek football now for the Valley. Charlton fans, let's be loud, let's be proud.
And the game about to get underway here at the Valley, and as Pete Finch mentioned, the officials' kit, strikingly similar to the Forest away kit, which I hope doesn't cause some confusion further down the line. Charlton trying to spring an offside trap on the linesman isn't something that will go down very well. And Chrissy Powell might have been tempted to just battle out for at least a point here this evening, maybe flooded the midfield with 5 and gone for it at the back, but it would seem to me that he's gone for the going for it approach. It's an early break there, but offside flag, and he reads pass through to Blackstock. Momentarily looked like it could cause Charlton some trouble, but fortunately for the Addicts, the assistant's flag went up. We have a clash of the mist rolling in froms this evening. So Church looks for the connection, doesn't find it. Forrest can come away with it. Ball that's cannoned off Cousins. Can Charlton keep it in the shape of Wood? He can, but immediately Wiggins under pressure. Charlton have to settle for the throw-in. Looks like Forrest have gone for a 5-man midfield here. And I wonder if at any point, especially if Charlton can get their nose in front, whether Chrissy Powell might drop back to the 5 if he needs to hang on.
I'm sure he can if it comes to it. A long way to fall, though we can consider that, I would think. Interesting to see Richard Wood starting ahead of Dorian DeVeet. DeVeet's been okay for me. He count himself a bit unlucky.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Dorian DeVeet is the ball-playing centre-half, I suppose, in the sort of centre-back 3. A cheap foul bought by Andy Reid, really, but Jordan Cousins guilty of maybe not concentrating the touch there. And Forest have a dangerous free kick in the early minutes.
Yeah, that left foot of Andy Reid is a bit of a wand, as Charlton fans will remember. And Charlton defence will need to be on their guard here.
Swung in, Ben Hamer misses it completely, and Andy Reid, after saying we have to watch his left foot, buries it in the first 2 minutes.
Well, I can only think that Ben Hamer misjudged that one totally. Whipped in with that left foot, an evil bend on it, and it's the worst possible start for Charlton on 2 minutes.
I'm certain that wasn't a strike on goal.
No, did he celebrate? No.
And to his credit, Andy Reid, he didn't punch the air or go on some sort of special journey to the Forest fans. He liked his time here, did Andy Reid, and was very proud to be given the captaincy. But on his return, he's bitten Charlton. And now the confidence will sorely be tested.
I'll just say one thing to you, Cardiff City.
Well, the crowd have kept with Charlton. Let's hope that continues. And, the Addict's got enough to get back into this. Jordan Cousins battling in midfield, but Forest can come away with it down this right-hand side. Nick Edge looked momentarily like he was going to take on Wiggins, but he stepped back, and Forest will build again, switching sides. Well, what we do know about Forest is that they're quite happy to play the ball around, and with a goal head start, it's something that Charlton have got to be prepared to put up with and try and put enough pressure on the ball to maybe start something of their own. At the moment, it's pretty much all Forest, although good work from Dale Stevens to rob Andy Reid. Cousins taken out of it by Lansbury. Charlton had the free kick.
Real test of character now for Charlton. 1-0 down to, I think, last season's evidence, one of the best footballing teams in the Championship. And they're up against it here now. They've got to lift themselves, and as you said, the fans are still behind them at the moment.
The Valley crowd doing their bit, urging Charlton on. Of course, without talismanic players such as Jackson and Kermigan, who do so much to grab the game by the throat. A hint that could have been a Charlton throw, but Cousins' clearance deemed to have come straight off him. No Greg Halford on the pitch, however, but do Forest have another long ball weapon? It doesn't appear so. As Andy Reid goes short. Back again, and Charlton have to be careful not to let him play. Gets the cross in, Morrison deals with it, but it goes straight back to the Forest 11. And Charlton letting it bounce in the box there.
Can't do that.
So that's good work from Gower. Cousin Harriet can take it on. He's got pace to burn. He's got Wiggins outside if he wants to use him, just slightly behind him, but the chance is still there. Crossing opportunity slightly closed down now. Nobody going wide for him. His Wade cut short, but he keeps possession. Cousins deep inside the Gower, trying to find Dale Stevens, had already sort of given up the ghost on getting the ball in the first place, and then he's back to the ball. And a move which looked promising at first comes to nothing.
That was crying out. Once Wiggins had got the ball to make a run into that empty space, no one took that gamble and got there to get under the end of the ball and maybe launch get a ball into the box. But Charlton showing some good signs here.
Stevens does well, turns his man, tries to thread the ball through to Sordell, and the more difficult ball when Church's pass probably would have been the easier option.
I think what he could see is if he got that through to Sordell was away, but yeah, the easier option was Church. Some encouraging stuff though.
Wood again with a jump under pressure from Blackstock. It'll fall Charlton's way, fortunately, as Mackie puts Wilson under pressure. Church had come short, but the ball straight over the top of him, obviously through to Darlow in the Forest goal. Darlow taking his time, so you probably would expect him to do. Only 6 minutes in.
Time wasting, it's a bit early.
Wood gets the header, a little touch by Cousins, can't steer it into the path of Stevens. Gower initially looked like he might be on the end of it, but Reid escapes him, gets his shot away. This time, however, wide of Hamer's left-hand post.
Such a good player though, Andy Reid, isn't he? You have to watch him so carefully. Just don't give him time to settle on the ball. But you look through the team, Henry Lansbury can play. I mean, there's some very, very good players, some experienced players. And I think Charlton have got to try and find a way to match them.
I think Forest have carried on where they left off last season as comfortably the best ball-playing team in the division. And it was a surprise to most people, having watched them twice last season, that they didn't go on and claim a promotion spot, because certainly the quality in the team deserve it. But certain games they didn't get the results that they needed to. And Charlton are going to be hopeful that they can find out a way to undo the footballing prowess of this visiting side, because it can be done. It's just a question of whether Charlton can. As Church puts pressure on Darlow, skies his clearance. Can Wiggins get there first? He can't. Wood having to cannon the clearance off of a slightly hopeful Jamie Mackey.
Slightly, I think that's a bit of an understatement. I'm embarrassed that he actually put his arm up to claim that he didn't touch it.
I think it's instinct, I think is the word.
Is that what it is?
Wood comes out with the ball, looks for a pass. Church obliges. Cousins with Morrison close by it. Gower has come short. Wood again, looking for options. Swung out there towards Wilson. Can he keep it in? No, too much on that. Right idea, just incorrect.
I think the important thing for Charlton now is not to concede. Nottingham Forest will look to get a second goal, and Charlton, it's absolutely vital they don't concede that second goal, and try and stabilise things. And we've seen they've got a bit of attacking intent, Charlton, so they're definitely trying to get back into the game, but don't throw everything forward. There's plenty of time, and just try and build something.
Well, there is of course a temptation when Charlton are desperate for a result, that the players tend to ignore previous instructions and just go with instinct, which may be their undoing. Wood just allowed Blackstock to get on the wrong side of him momentarily, but he got back in there to concede the throw in. Now Ricage gets it back to Reid, whose pass put his team in a bit of trouble there, but he got away with it. He's a difficult man to knock off the ball, is Andy Reid. There's some presence about him as the ball comes in. Good clearance from Morrison. Callum Harriott jumps but doesn't really connect, but he does well to get in front of him, and just stands on the ball at the wrong moment. And there's Charlton players are not arms up in the air, but I don't think that was offside, you know, and if that ball had got through, I think Charlton would have been in trouble. Wiggins was just back further than the line of defence, and Blackstock could have been in, but however, Wiggins comes forward now. He's got Cousins into the corner. Wiggins ignores that option. Wiggins still out there with arm aloft, and that's a poor ball back to Wilson, and Charlton could get punished as a result. Derbyshire. Wilson does well to get back on him. Ball knocked into Lansbury, trying to skip round Stevens, but instead he passes it out here to Lecage. It's crossed in towards Blackstock. Wilson has to head it away, and Gower's got space to move into. Charlton before against what was a 4, but it's just on the back foot there. He's got Cousins moving ahead of him, but he comes back inside. Picks out Dale Stevens. Again, got space to move into. Tries to find Sordell. Guilty of waiting for it a little bit, Marvin Sordell there. He was hoping it had run into his path, but didn't have enough on it to bypass Cohen.
Charlton are defending quite high up the pitch. They are putting pressure, and the defenders are trying to play it across the back there. Charlton are trying to settle them and chase them down. So the team working hard to try and win the ball back when they lose possession. But that was a good-looking pass from Dale Stephens, and then maybe Sordell just anticipated it a bit better, and a slightly different movement would have got on the end of that, and it'd been a great ball. Good signs though.
Cousins doing well to put pressure, as is Harriet. Good work from Charlton, but Forest still have it, showing their ability on the ball as the visiting side. But however, that one goes astray, and Church just couldn't get in his stride. But Charlton do retain possession. Wiggins still not quite confident enough for Royce Wiggins, I think, after the injury, to bomb forward like we know he can. And, that ball slightly wasted from Gower. Picked off fairly comfortably by Hobbs. Woods clears. Up here to Gower. A little touch to Wiggins. Does well to keep control and keep possession. Dale Stephens looking for options. Sordell turns and goes. And it was on there, but I'm not sure the angle was quite right for Dale Stephens. He had Chalabar right in his eye line, so maybe that was the reason he couldn't spot him. Harriet needs to be told he can turn, and he has. Tries to take on Lansbury, who gets the footing. And Reid and Chalabar will set Forest moving again. Down here on the right to Nicage. Attacking Wiggins down the right, helped out by Church. And as a result, Jordan Cousins steps in, does well, helping his defence out. Sordell will battle for this. Just beaten to it. So that's, well, I was going to say that's excellent work from Cousins, but actually all he did was keep it in play for Lansbury, although he wasn't to know that. Darlow clears upfield. Wood trying to get there, and Wiggins should. Almost got into trouble as a result, but he comes away with it. Again, he's just lacking that little bit of pace that we know he's got. But that, in a nutshell there, I think explains the reason why he isn't just bombing forward like he used to. He just seems to have lost a yard at the moment anyway. Maybe it'll come back.
Maybe, I mean, his instructions may be to just, go so far and then that's it. But there's nobody else out here on the left, so it's going to have to be him getting forward.
It's a whipped in cross, it could find Church, avoids everybody and just goes over the bar. I think Church got the faintest of touches, headed it into the ground, couldn't get enough on it to get Charlton on the score sheet. And I think it was Hobbs who just scooped his head underneath the ball to get it over the bar.
Really good cross from Royce Wiggins. He played a few, he's seen him the last couple of weeks, he's played a few crosses, and I think the quality's been lacking. That's his first cross tonight, and it's a good start.
Ball swung in there, looking for Morrison. Collins this time with a header clearance. Cousins will start Charlton up again. Gower's down there. Harriet in support. Goes back to Cousins, who swings it across. Just flicks off a Forest head. I think that was Collins again. And Charlton will have the throw, building a bit of pressure to home side. Dale Stephens wanted it short. That was ignored momentarily. He bottled it there, the ref. Three Forest players went up before a Charlton player, and he just went for the shout. Wasn't sure which way that went, I think. He may well have been right, by the way, but he wasn't sure, and he just went with the shout.
It's been a good spell from Charlton.
Gets away with a push in the back there. Yeah, it's a good recovery. All they need is a goal to show for it. Can Wilson provide the cross? Got Sordell in the middle, goes short to Harriet. Looks about shot and then goes for the sort of delicate option, but there's nobody at the far post.
There's nobody on the left-hand side. We've got Royce Wiggins, and that seems to be it. It's a slightly unbalanced at the moment, isn't it, I think? Callum Harriet's over on the right-hand side. And everything seems to be coming down this left side, so it might be that Callum might need to come and have a little wander over here and see and exploit some of this space and give the number 2 a little bit of some attention, because he's having an easy evening so far, really.
Minor criticism of Callum there, and it's difficult to do that to a young man who's still learning his trade. He just didn't look up there.
No.
It would have been a nice ball, assuming somebody's there, but little look up first. That's got to be a handball.
No, it hasn't. According to the ref.
Forrest gained control out of that move, and so it must have been a handball. As Cousins does superbly well, tracking Derbyshire all the way, forcing him to put the ball out of play. Good recovery.
Good player, Cousins. Very cool under pressure. Goes about his job well. Quite impressed with him.
Well, you have to say, apart from that one aberration, 2 minutes in, Charlton have fared reasonably well against a side that is still tipped for promotion this season, despite the 3 that came down last year. Certainly you would keep QPR in the frame, and almost certainly Wigan, I suspect. Church going to jump here. Guilty of looking too much at the player there, Church, when should have had his eyes on the ball, I think. So Lecage swings it all the way across. Cohen, the captain this evening of Nottingham Forest. Charlton doing well to close the space down and not allowing Forest movement inside, but they still have the ball. And as a result, Charlton still on the back foot. Ball dinked into Andy Reid, constantly moving, looking for space. Gower blocks off his route forward. Dale Stevens just guilty of being on the wrong side there. That was a good tackle. Good tackle from Dale Stevens. Recovered well after being on the wrong side. Harriott gets it back to Sordell, who sees Wiggins in space. Already provided one quality cross this evening. Instead goes back to Stevens. Gives it. Turns it to his left back. Will he take on Lecage? He's thinking about it. He does. He takes him on. Gets the crossover. Oh! Sordell completely skies his effort. Took his foot off, eye off the ball rather. Looked to see where he was going to put it. And
what a challenge from Richard Wood on Dexter Blackstock.
Wood has just said, "Oh, by the way, I'm here to."
But Sordell, it was like a step over from Sordell, wasn't it, more than anything else? That was a perfect opportunity for Charlton to get the equaliser. Will give Royce Wiggins some confidence that he got beyond his man and got a good crossing that caused a bit of chaos in the defence. If only Marvin Sordell had a little bit more about him at that time, I think I don't know how he missed that.
Well, guilty as a lot of strikers are at times of just lifting the head up to see where he was going to put it instead of making decent contact. But you're right, we've got to give credit to Wiggins. We'd just mentioned how he just seemed to have lost a yard, but no sign of it there. Did superbly well to get goal side of Lecage, get his cross in. Unfortunately, Sordell couldn't have the coup de grace.
That would have been deserved by Charlton, because since the goal they've done well.
Hayward just hesitated slightly there, but
you did worry, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's coming. Oh, he's there. Thank you.
That's a lovely clearance in the end. It took his time, but it got there, and Wiggins takes it in his stride. Doesn't take on Lecage this time. Instead, gets it to Callum Harriott, who's just bustled out of the ball by Chalabar. Just a little bit more weight in the challenge.
Some intelligent football by Jordan Cousins. Richard Wood was out. Royce Wiggins was up front, upfield, so he just dropped into the centre back and allowed Richard Wood out onto the left.
Well, Wiggins has now got to deal with it from. It's a lovely little chest back. And Ben Hamer did well to collect it. Lansbury was lurking with intent behind him. And as you say, Lansbury was wide open a little while ago, but Jordan Cousins just did enough to stop the pass from getting across there. Wilson knocks it forward just over the top of Church. And, flash little back heel from Blackstock, doesn't work, and Charlton will regain possession. But not for long, as Forrest get it back. Now it's Mackey trying to take on Jordan Cousins and Gower, but burrows into them, and it's given away a free kick.
I think Jordan Cousins did well. They made enough of a nuisance there that the Forest player had to commit a foul.
Charlton take it quickly. I'm not sure everybody was entirely ready for that. Hadn't assumed station, as it were. So Charlton have to maintain position along back four. But lovely little touch from Harriott to Gower. Gets the ball across. Church gets it in his stride. It's a little shot from Dale Stevens. Couldn't get enough purchase on it because of Church was right beside him. Another great opportunity from Charlton.
It's a good sign. Chances are being created now. That's good for Charlton. Just need to take one of them, get themselves back in the game properly. But they're in this game. It's maybe 1-0 down to that second minute goal, but third minute goal, sorry. But they've created the chances since then, and they've looked the team most likely to. Although you do have a sneaking suspicion Forest could have another one in them if they really needed to.
Long ball out, which is kept in by Cohen, and it's fallen to Andy Reid. He's going to take on Gower, gets his ball across. That's an important header from Wood. Needed to be there, needed to make that contact to get the ball out of play.
Yeah, Matt Derbyshire was lurking with intent there, and some beautiful
work
football
from Cousins. Lovely ball to Sordell, but it's just the wrong angle. It's unlucky. It's good work from Cousins in the first place.
Yeah, superb work from Cousins. Did very, very well there.
Laurie Wilson will be underneath this. Cohen puts him under pressure. He's going to have to deal with it. The Charlton right back. He does as much as he can. It will, however, be a Forest throw halfway inside the Charlton half. Although the referee is ushering them forward. Maybe not as far as that.
I don't think Laurie Wilson's that impressed with how far down towards our corner flag it went.
That's like every rugby player you've ever seen when they do that clearance down, and the line judge, who is nowhere near where the ball lands, just guesses.
He has a guess, yeah. It's somewhere around there. A little bit of physics and a bit of maths.
Gets the
slide rule comes
slide
out.
rule,
Yeah.
The compass.
And then a pin. Yeah. It's like my Grand National picks. There's a pin randomly placed somewhere. We'll have it from there, please.
Sordell will jump with this, although second best to Collins. So I'm going to try to get it back, but sort of getting each other's way a little bit there. Cousins and Stevens. Forest have it back. Cohen picks out Mackie, who's strong in possession. Strong in possession, but not in the pass. It's a lovely slide rule ball to the Charlton manager.
They'll be delighted with that pass, which gives Charlton the throw. A little bit of spell there from Nottingham Forest. Nothing come of it, luckily. Charlton still in this. It's good news.
Well, when you look at the stats, and I hate commenting on them too much, but Forest really haven't had an attempt on one attempt on goal, slightly wide of Hamer's goal, and that cross from Andy Reid that went in. And other than that, Charlton have been in this. As I say that, of course, Chalabar takes control of possession.
Good player he is. Very good player.
Good work from Callum Harriott to close the space down.
Chalabar's a good player, on loan from Chelsea. Had a good season at Watford last year, and he's a class act. Very good player.
Good signing for Forest to add to the quality they already have. This time Derbyshire shows the ball. Swap pass, gets it back, and now we'll look to spread play, although that way's blocked. A little foot in from Sordell can prevent the ball going to a Forest player. Instead, all the way to Hamer. He looked immediately for Royce Wiggins, but Forest are alive to that. So he's going to have to pump this ball forward and hope that Church or Sordell can get some meaningful contact. It's going towards Marvin Sordell.
It doesn't work for me, lumping it up to the forwards. If you've got Yan playing, possibly. But I think with Sordell and Church, not their game at all.
I think it's plan B when plan A is blocked, that you just hope to get exactly what Charlton got, and that's a throw-in in a position where they can start again. Because as we saw against Millwall, trying to play it out from the back, the pressure put on the players is something that contributed to the downfall of the team on that particular day. Maybe lessons learnt in that respect. Wood swap passes with Dale Stevens. He's looking for an out ball, provided to him by Wiggins, slightly behind him again. So the only thing he can do is get it back. It's a lovely ball forward. Harriott. Jordan Cousins does superbly well to nip in. Harriott crosses. Sordell with a header. Oh, now Dale Stevens has handball. That was handball as well.
Two handballs there.
Well, the first one was definitely handball, and the second one I think was almost certainly. As Charlton play Russian roulette with the offside trap. Fortunately for Charlton, Ben Hamer was alive to it as Derbyshire almost sprung it. Cousins under pressure, and that's surely a talking to at least for Jamie Mackey, because that was cynical.
Yeah, a little word from the referee and game on. It's out to left, long ball out towards Royce Wiggins, never close to.
Well, again, he didn't.
No, I don't agree with that. No, Callum Harriott won that ball fair and square, and the referee's given it as a free kick, and he was 5 yards away. Didn't see that at all.
Another bottle decision, I'm afraid, from Mr. Graham. He gives it Forest way. Reid swings the ball in. It's read comfortably by Morrison, who swings it out. Doesn't go out. Forest still had possession, but Gower can change that as he feeds Church on the run. He's got Harriott inside. He's got Dale Stephens in front of him. Goes backwards, however. I probably didn't have the angle. Maybe I'm doing him a disservice, but certainly Dale Stephens was better positioned. It's a lovely ball to Harriott. Back out to Wiggins. Cross opportunity. Gets it in now.
Oh, the keeper's got that, hasn't he?
Nearly a carbon copy of Andy Reid's goal. Royce Wiggins almost getting on the score sheet.
I'll tell you what, I'm definitely losing the referee amongst the Forest players. That's a definite clash of shirt top. I'm surprised.
Do you reckon they'll come out in well, they can't come out in the yellow because of Ben Hamer.
Well, so Ben can put a green one on, can't he? Sure.
They've got grey.
That should do it, but that's just ridiculous. It's far too similar. There's some pushing and shoving in Simon Church, as it was against Watford a few weeks back, when
Simon Church making things very difficult in there in the 6-yard box. The ball swung in. Wood, certainly he's been wrestled to the ground there.
He's complaining to the referee. And
the officials are absolutely useless in these areas. And I don't just mean for Charlton, by the way. I mean, generally speaking, they have no clue about giving a decision in the penalty box. In those areas.
They're not very brave with it, are they, at all? They're just, it has to be blatantly obvious, I think, for them before they'll give anything. There was a push there on Richard. Yeah, and he bottled it.
Basically, there has to be a garrotting of some description. Wood jumps with Blackstock. Blackstock wins it on this occasion, and unfortunately, it falls through to Mackey. Good save by Ben Hamer, and Watson does superbly well to get the third ricochet out of harm's way, because Charlton undone there by some cruel luck and nearly paid for it. Good work from Ben Hamer and Laurie Wilson.
Well, Ben Hamer saved Charlton there, and Laurie Wilson, with a defender right, and one of his own players right in front of him, still managed to get that out for a throw. Top work from both Ben Hamer and from Laurie Wilson.
So a little touch there that again could have gone absolutely anywhere. Unfortunately for Charlton, he went off for a goal kick when I think everybody on the planet thought that was a corner.
Back injury for, is it Dexter Blackstock, I think?
Yeah, Blackstock it is, who's down.
I want to see them. I think Royce Wiggins is having one of the best games I've seen this season. He's got a couple of crosses in that have been 100% better than anything he's done this season. He needs to get that, but it's just him down here on the left-hand side on his own, isn't it?
I'd estimate that there's been a bit of practicing done down the training ground for these whip lifting crosses.
Definitely.
Thumbs up from the Forest physio, so everything seems okay, as the referee probably has a spot of Ribena, being as seems to be the colour of the evening.
I think the Chris Powell's having a chat with his players over down in front of the dugout, and the fourth official, well, he can't complain. He can't say there's too many people in the technical box, because it's both teams. Just go with the flow.
I think Chrissy Powell will be saying more of the same, because aside from one self-inflicted near miss that Laurie Wilson has just cleared, and a complete fluke from Andy Reid, the Charlton have been rarely troubled.
No, they haven't. But does show that the Forest can be dangerous, and Charlton have got to be alive to that. But keep going for it. They've done well. Created a couple of chances. Sordell with what looked like a step over, as I said. And then there was that little header there.
Well, Sordell's had two, that header as well.
Two great deliveries from Royce Wiggins.
Church as well.
One delivery from Royce Wiggins. The other one was Callum Harriott, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Dale Stephens as well has had
a shot and goal. So encouraging signs.
They're mounting up. We just need one to be converted.
That's the thing. You have to take advantage of these spells of dominance. And if you don't, then football's a hard business, and the other team only can take them a second to go up the other end and put the ball in the back of the net, as they nearly did.
Church will come short, little nudge in the back, which again the referee doesn't spot, doesn't wave play on, so I assume he didn't spot it. Sordell does well, tees up Wilson. Harriet just closed down right at the last minute by Mackie. Chalobah will take over straight through the legs of Stevens, and he's perplexed at that. As Lecage will take on Wiggins, who does superbly well and can come away with it. Will he have the legs on Lecage? Decides not to risk it and gives the hospital ball back to Woods, who had to really just make sure he got the ball out. But Dale Stevens will pick that off. Gow was in space, but he's gone the side route, and I think that's a Forest ball.
Yeah, good call by the referee there. He got that one spot on. I think the referee's assistant had a clear view of that. Little step over from Callum Harriet, and he's just caught the ball. Unfortunately, it's gone out. Nice idea though, and Charlton trying to build down this left-hand side where they can maybe sense there's a bit of a weakness where their best chances to come from in this half.
Morrison gets it back to Hamer, who's got Derbyshire bearing down on him, and oh my word, right, got lucky there, Laurie Wilson. Very lucky indeed. Cousins bails him out. Morrison and Wilson completely on the wrong wavelength with each other there, and Charlton just about to get away with that. Wiggins with an overlap if he wants to use it from Gower. He chooses not to. Tees up Dale Stevens. Again, he's got Gower out there. He's going to use his right foot to try and get this across, but that way's blocked by Lansbury. Now can Dale Stevens conjure something up for Charlton? Uses Cousins, who goes the simple option. And now Woods has got space to move into now if he chooses to shoot.
He's trying to get onto his left foot, I think.
As well. And, Wood has just taken out about he's eating everything in his path, to quote an advert. He was swinging away like you wouldn't believe then.
Do or die with Richard Wood there, wasn't it?
Thou shalt not pass.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get onto his left foot and couldn't quite fall. And
but he did the right thing, because he was hopelessly out of position, and if Forrest had broken,
you do worry, don't you, when you see a central defender up that far up, and you think it's in rarefied air for them.
I love the sudden realisation that they are where they are,
yeah,
and the ball's not in the air.
Yeah. What do I do here, Gov? But good signs from Charlton still.
Wilson goes line, and Sordell tries to tee up. Church just escapes his strike partner. Blackstock recovered from that back knock. Good work from Sordell. Working hard as Marvin Sordell. It's not coming easy for him this evening. He's missed a couple of opportunities, and there's a striker that's going to play on his mind. But he's battled back in. He's battled hard. He's put the legwork in.
He's still getting into those positions as well, so that's the important thing. Just needs one of them to drop, even if it comes off his shin and go in.
Cousins being battered about, but gets away with it and does well as Gower takes it on. Oh, again, almost able to ping it through to Church, but not quite. Wood's got a bit of time here. Lovely steered header out here to Wiggins. He's got space again. Well, he looks across it. No, instead he tries to look for Callum Harriet, but he leaves him an awful lot to do. Forced to give away the throw-in as a result, as Chalobah chooses not to take any risks.
I think Richard Wood's having a good game with the back there, and he's a good, solid, hard-nutted defender, isn't he? Gets stuck in.
Well, he certainly won't be wanting in the challenge, that's for sure, and there's another example of it. Church jumps, can't quite get his head there before Collins. And Forrest with Cohen can take it away. Gower goes over, but Reid is in space. Gets it back to his wide man. Charlton back in numbers again, stopping Forrest coming forward. And so far in that respect, the power that Chrissy Plan has set out for this evening has worked. You can't legislate for the sort of goal that Charlton conceded in the first 2 minutes of the game.
I think people will question Ben Hamer's positioning, though. That's the problem.
Well, he assumed that he could come out to collect it and was hopelessly
And I think his reaction after the goal told everything as Charlton come forward.
Wiggins goes for the shot. Saw the goal open up in front of him. Charlton players going left and right to try and open up the space, but in truth, I don't think anybody was too convinced that that was going to head goal bound.
I think Royce Wiggins was at the top of that list, to be honest. But showing good intent, though, that's the thing.
Darlow's goal kick will be headed forward by Wood. Little touch from Sordell. Just went behind Dale Stevens, but he manages to tee it up for Wiggins, who's ball forward. Needs to be more angled, is what the cry from Richard Church is telling him, because too straight, and Forrest will deal with that all day long.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete, yeah. I made similarities with Simon Church last weekend and a couple of games since, that Simon Church is sort of Nelson-esque. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Not quite as the finished article that Andy Nelson was, but certainly is in that mould.
Gary Nelson, you mean?
Gary Nelson, sorry, not Andy Nelson.
You don't want him to be Andy Nelson, do you, really?
Right.
No, he's a bit young for that.
But would you agree with that?
Yeah, I thought he's a willing runner, and he puts a shift in. I just hope they don't put him out on the left then.
Good point. As Wiggins tees up Callum Harriott, he's got space to move in there, Callum Harriott. Little dinked cross.
He didn't look up, he didn't know. He just put that in an area and hoped that someone was there.
That's good work from Cousins, and as a result, Stevens can tee up Wilson. Ball into Sordell, lets it run to Church. Can he tee up a red shirt? He has to go backwards to do so. Now Wiggins, will he take on Lansbury? Instead he tries to find Callum Harriott, but that's threading needle stuff, although Charlton, the pressure, has given the ball back to the Addicts. It still might come to Charlton. Laurie Wilson takes a shot! Just wide of the right-hand post. Super work from Laurie Wilson. It just didn't fall his way, but the first time this evening, the ricochet favoured the Addicts, and unfortunately Laurie Wilson couldn't bury it.
No, it was a good effort from Charlton. Nottingham Forest were the architects of their own downfall there. They lost the ball, gave the ball away after breaking up the Charlton attack, and as you said, the ball fell kindly for Charlton and Laurie Wilson. Well, it opened up for him and he had to have a go at that, and it's just wide. But a good effort from Laurie Wilson.
This first half was flown by. 38 minutes gone already, coming up to 39, and Charlton will be scratching their heads a little bit here how they can be a goal behind when Forest, really, a couple of efforts aside, have not been in this game. Sordell will need to jump for this. He gets airborne, but looked to me like Collins just prevented him from getting to the ball. But
hand on his shoulder just to sort of come back here, son. It's like the long arm of the law, wasn't it?
Cousins
The ref didn't see it, obviously.
saw it, just ignored it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a familiar thing. Good challenge. Oh, they saw that all right. Oh, look. I've got to say,
really.
referees in this day and age, it's fast becoming a non-contact sport, isn't it, at times? You just can't make any contact.
That's farcical, I'm afraid, but there we are. We have to live with it. And Lecage will pick it up here on the right-hand side. Mackie in support. As is Chalobah in space. Tries to swing it out there to Andy Reid. Sort of fizzes it at him, really. Nothing former Charlton man could do with that. Sordell really just trying to prevent Cohen from getting meaningful contact rather than actually going for the ball himself. But it sort of worked as Forrest have to go backwards. And Church will put Darlow under pressure, but that's easily picked out. Chalobah with Cousins and Dale Stevens in close attendance. Dale Stevens accused of wrapping an arm round Forest midfielder. Lecage will bring it forward. Sees Lansbury in space, combines with Blackstock. It's an important tackle from Gower. Super work. And now Church goes into the corner, but again that ball's not really angled properly. Again the ball out, not really doing Church any favours. He wants to drag the centre halves away, and every single one is going far too central. Wood comes out of defence to follow Blackstock, forcing him back. It's good work from the defender. Charlton happy to let Forest play it backwards, although Andy Reid now in a bit of space, but that ball forward, Blackstock a little bit lazy, a little bit on the back foot. Allowed that to go past him. I don't think he thought it was intended for him anyway. Charlton will take that all day. Spenhamer clears it forward. Sordell just got underneath that, and it might have cannoned back off him. It did. You know when your luck's in, eh?
Yeah.
But to be honest, he was guilty of really getting underneath the ball in the first place. Good work from Harriott. That could be Charlton's ball. Excellent work from Callum Harriott, forcing Chalabar into a rushed touch. It's given Charlton the throw. And I think the youngsters can be mightily proud of their efforts so far in this half. Harriott and Cousins, I think, have been the stars of this first half for Charlton. And not forward, looking for Church. Can't quite get there again before Collins.
Church isn't going to win an aerial battle with a central defender.
That's why he wants it dragged into the corners. But as I said before, I think on occasions it's a sort of ball that tries to give us territorial possession rather than any hope of getting a goal scoring opportunity from it. Back to the rugby analogies.
Yeah. We're not playing rugby though, we're playing football.
Well, again, if they're going to do that, they need to be in the corners. And you want to play back.
It's a high boot.
Foot, but I think Laurie Wilson was stooping a little bit more than was necessary, so I can sort of sympathise a little bit with Blackstock. However, the referee and Wilson may argue that his head was there first. Not that I'm complaining about the award of the free kick, however, which Spenhamer will take. And really, Charlton want this into the corners. They don't want it straight down the middle.
No, it's gone straight down the
middle.
middle.
Which is where it's gone, of course. This time,
not going to win that sort of ball. As you said, that in the middle there, you're not going to win that. The central defenders are going to pick that ball up every time, and that is just a waste of possession to just lump it into the middle. It's so frustrating. I'd rather they played it short than do that. Keep possession.
Sordell trying to look for the ball over the top, but that didn't work. As Collins easily intercepts it. And Forest with Cohen can bring the ball away. Bocage down this right-hand side. Minute and a half left of normal time in this first half. The train has been on for one occasion, so there may be a couple of minutes added here on the end of this first half. As we sort of go through a fairly quiet spell in the game, which Charlton will need to pick up a bit, and this could be the opportunity to do so, as Church has got Stevens ahead of him. Good work from Stevens in the first place to intercept. He's now back on it. Will he cut inside? He has. Will he take a shot? He does! Can Church capitalise? He can't the first time or the second. Dale Stevens takes it into the box. He's still got it, Dale Stevens. He's still got it. And he thunders it over the bar when, for all the world, it looked like Charlton were going to get back on level terms, and they won't get a better opportunity than that.
Yeah, superb effort from Dale. But Dale Stevens just didn't know he was beaten there. He kept going and going and going, and he eventually got the shot, and he'll be disappointed he couldn't get it on target. The first shot earlier on into the piece was straight at the keeper, and the keeper did well. But Dale Stevens getting a hearty round of applause from the fans, and that's lifted the fans below us in the East End. No mean feat, I can tell you.
I concur. Good jumps.
It's little moments like that can lift the supporters, and that will help lift the team. A couple of minutes to go, they keep this pressure up. Just anything can happen.
Officials indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes additional time to be played. 2 minutes.
2 minutes it is. Can Charlton get back into this game before the break? Although it's Lansbury who brings it forward for Forest, and Sordell's got some defending to do on Cohen, but his first touch is awful. Can Charlton spring from this? Needs to be pushed forward now.
Quicker.
Too long. Took far too long.
Yeah.
Sordell.
That ball needed to be moved quickly. Put them under pressure.
And Charlton are on the back foot as a result now, although they've got numbers, and one of them is Morrison. Sordell, again, not really jumping at the ball. Harriott and Mackie, no idea where that ball was going to end up. That was soft.
He went down a little bit too easy there.
Looking for the free kick there, and again, just
come on.
Church coming short, and Wilson ignoring the run of his forward and just knocking it over the top. He's trying to explain why he did it, but I'm not sure too many people are taking any notice, because The ball was short. However, you can understand it was more pressure relieving, perhaps.
Bit of a battle there with Mackie and Wiggins.
Wiggins has just about got the better of, although it's still not
nearly
completely clear.
He has now.
A lovely ball down there.
Oh, come on, ref!
Shalabar just went straight through the back of Callum Harriott there, and the referee looked straight at it and ignored it. It's quite incredible.
Right in front of him.
Ball chipped in as Forrest looked to inflict some pain on Charlton before the end of the half. Now can Wilson spring out for Charlton? He's got limited options ahead of him, has to be said.
He's got no options really.
Gow will take over, pings it into Church. That's a good ball. Church plays the way he's facing, as does Stevens. Cousins looking for a forward option, but it didn't really happen. So Wood has taken over.
Wiggins. Big space there. Look, there's huge spaces on the left-hand side, but I think despite the goal, I think Charlton have been the better team in this first half, but sadly that third-minute goal is the difference between the sides. But Charlton have done fine and they've created chances, and that last chance for Dale Stevens could have been so much better. But they're still in this, Charlton, and they're showing a lot of character.
Yep, Andy Reid giving Forrest a lead in the opening second, 2.5 minutes in. He's really dealt Charlton a crushing blow, which they've certainly battled well to try and get back into it. Sordell has had 2 opportunities, one glorious one which he did an air shot with. Dale Stevens has had 2 shots, one which blazed over the bar, and Church himself has had a couple of opportunities to try and get Charlton back into this. None of them taken, and as it stands at half-time, Charlton go in a goal down against Nottingham Forest.